Okay. Hi, I'm here with the lovely Alyssa. Where did you learn to become such a wonderful cook and to become such a gracious and at ease hostess?
Well, I would say a lot of it has to do with my family and my background. My father always grew an extensive vegetable garden growing up in Michigan, and his claim to fame were these tomatoes that he grew. He would grow so many of them that he'd can about 100 quarts of tomatoes every summer, which was over the course of 3 days, and it made everything smell like tomatoes. However, those are the magic ingredient in so many sauces that I make.
Right.
And at one point, I was involved with a chef, and that was very influential as far as learning a lot about the importance of good and clean ingredients, and also that nothing needs to be that complicated. It can be pretty simple and still taste delicious. So I think a lot of people are intimidated by the whole concept of cooking and cooking well and having it be very elaborate. However, I've learned over the years that it doesn't have to be the case, and it can be a lot of fun.
And tell me, what kind of cook are you? Are you the kind of home cook that follows a recipe word for word, ingredient for ingredient? Or do you like to improvise and kind of create as you go along?
I'm definitely more of an improvisational cook. I like to create as I go along, and I can tell pretty much by looking at a recipe whether or not I see it in a magazine or online, just by looking at it, and what the appetite appeal is if it's something I'm ever going to make. If it's really complicated and I know the ingredients are going to be impossible to find, that generally doesn't pique my interest, but I can tell just by the variety of flavors and ingredients if it's something I'm ever going to try. I have a file on my refrigerator of recipes that I've called through the years, and oftentimes before a dinner party I'll look through all of them and see what inspires me. I have a variety of risotto recipes. I'm known for my risotto. Actually, yes, people request it.
Your risotto, because
Yes.
it's a lot of it's patience.
It's patience. It's not complicated. People think it's so complicated, but it just takes time. It's all about stirring in a continuous motion and having the liquid be absorbed, whether it's wine or water or whatever your broth is.
Tell me about your experience with France, and how did you discover it, and how did you come about, going to France, and when and why, and tell me about that.
My mom studied at the Sorbonne in Paris, and she always said to me when I was growing up that I should save my money so I could go to Paris when I was older. So I took French classes in high school, and when I was a senior, I went to France with 6 girls in my French class and my very hip and cool French teacher. I remember getting off that airplane and being in a foreign country, the first time I'd ever been overseas, and just absolutely loving what I saw. Just the energy, the sights. I thought Paris was just one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
And tell me, what's always in your kitchen? What's your one ingredient that you always have in your kitchen that you never run out of?
I never run out of extra virgin olive oil. I use it in a base for so many ingredients. I can also throw garlic, onions, and shallots in there too, but always olive oil. It can be used in marinades, it can be used to braise on fish, it can be used, of course, when you're boiling pasta, put a little bit in the water to prevent it from sticking. And a lot of times I'll saute vegetables in it. And again,
So you cook with it.
I cook with it all the time.
It's not just for dipping the
Not just for
bread.
dipping, I cook with it constantly.
Tell me about balsamic vinegar, because I know you use balsamic vinegar in your cooking. How do you just drizzle with it? Do you just use it in a vinaigrette? How do you use balsamic?
I would say I do everything but use it in a vinaigrette.
Okay.
I love to drizzle balsamic vinegar over sauteed vegetables, like peppers. It's delicious with peppers, with a little bit of garlic, olive oil, and then balsamic. Just adds a powerful pack of flavor. I also can drizzle a little bit over grilled salmon or broiled salmon, just a little nice finishing touch. And I often use it when I make a cucumber, tomato, and onion salad. Again,
Sounds
throw a little bit
delicious.
of white wine in, and then drizzle a little balsamic.
balsamic.
And strangely enough, I actually also add just a little drizzle when I make a tuna salad.
Well, Alyssa, thank you so much for speaking with me. It's a pleasure, and I can't wait to come back and have dinner
You're welcome
with you.
anytime.
Okay.
All right.
Chin chin.
Mille grazie. Consuelo.
Prego.